And our chats with commissioner candidates in Battle Creek continues. Dan Boyd is a candidate in Ward 4, and he joins us this morning. Hi, Dan.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well. Thanks for coming today. So talk a little bit about your experience first, if you would.
Okay, so I have no experience in public office.
Okay.
I do have experience. I'm currently the vice president of the local union I belong to in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
I've been reelected to that position. This is my second term. This is my third term on the bargaining committee. So I do have experience in leadership roles. I'm also the president of the board of directors for Creating Change at Battle Creek out of Trinity Lutheran Church.
Okay.
I've been doing that for approximately 4 to 5 years now.
All right, so you have some experience in leading in certain bodies. What motivates you to want to be on this body?
Well, I've been involved with Trinity a lot through social justice, and I think it's important that we be involved in our city, whether it's post-Franklin community, whether it's the ward I live in or wherever. I think it's important that we all take part and take ownership of our city. That drove me to wanting to do this. It's an opportunity for me to try and help make changes and keep moving the city forward. You know, that's the important thing for me, is so we don't want to become stagnant at all.
What changes do we need?
Some of the changes, I think we should have changed the animal ordinance and allowed the chickens and goats and rabbits. I thought that was a good move. It was a very well-written ordinance. It made really good sense based on your lot size, animal units, and all that. I thought they took a lot of time writing it, and to not take it up, I thought that was a bad move.
So you'd like to see that come back again?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And are there other issues you think deserve attention?
For sure. A lot of the people I've talked to going door to door is the code compliance. You know, that's a big issue, and we have to have it. We know we have to. There's reasons we have code compliance. I think that we need to be a little less heavy-handed when it comes to finding people, or give them the opportunity first to correct the mistake. A lot of people I've talked to, they either didn't know there was a code compliance for whatever they were doing, or if there was a permit required. Okay, let's give them the opportunity to correct that.
Was that the prominent issue as you talk with folks in that ward?
That was the prominent issue, yes, for the most part.
So what kind of stories were they telling about that? Were they telling you that they didn't understand it, or they'd been penalized?
Some of them have been penalized right away, that they didn't understand the code, or they had the inspector there for a certain reason, but then they found something else that wasn't part of the scope. Well, that's a misunderstanding of the code, so give them the opportunity to correct that before you go directly to a fining process. I'm not a punitive person by nature, so I'd rather give people the opportunity to correct a mistake they made if it was an honest mistake. But, of course, if you have multiple offenders, now you're looking at a different avenue, for sure.
When you look at the city broadly now, beyond perhaps just the Ward 4, but across the commission, are there issues there that you think deserve attention?
Across the board, I think our city, it's been discussed a lot at different forum I just went to, was the pension. That's a big issue. I work in the private sector, and I have a defined pension, and people hired after me have a 401k with a match.
Right.
I'd have to do a lot more research on public pensions and funding, but one thing I do know that I stand for is that we have to maintain and keep the promises that were made to employees we have now, but I am open to different avenues for future employees. What those avenues are, we'd have to take a look at and see, but we have to solidify our pensions because we got to keep the promises we made to our employees. Not
necessarily an uncommon challenge for municipalities.
Correct.
Right. What's your impression of the BC Vision process and the reaction you've heard to that? The
BC Vision, I think we need a little more open conversations with. A lot of people, and even myself, I don't understand a lot of the BC Vision. It'd be nice to have more opportunities to discuss that with the public, whether it's through forums or through meetings. I think we could do a better job on having more of those conversations with the community so everybody is on the same page.
Okay. Dan Boyd, Ward 4. You'll see his name there if you're voting in Ward 4. Coming up a week from today, Battle Creek City Commission election. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
Appreciate the few minutes you've been able to give us.